Good evening, everyone. As a parent, my primary concern is always the health of my kids. And with any season change, they're more susceptible to picking up a cold or a cough. While the monsoon offers a much needed break from the summer heat, it brings with it its own set of problems. How can you keep the kids safe when all they want to do is run, play, and be kids in the rain, right? I know I would love to do all of that when I was younger as well, and my mom would always scream and shout. But I think what is very important is that in times like these, we're protecting our child's health and immunity. And like I said earlier on, while we were chatting on Instagram or on Facebook, that today's times are tough and we need to ensure that we are going to the right resources for the information, and we're not going to the WhatsApp schools where we're making important decisions on our child's health, immunity, vaccination all over WhatsApp chats with the other person being in the same boat as us, right? So that is exactly why we have a tried and a trusted source today with Dr. Vijay Hevale, consultant pediatrician, head Institute of Child Health, Apollo Hospital, Navi Mumbai. Good evening, doctor.
Very good evening. Very good evening, Mansi. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Doctor, thank you for taking out time. I know it is busy times for you, but I really want to ask you this, that in these challenging times with the monsoon already here, the season getting predictable with hot, cold, humid, and we know that kids are falling sick all the time. It is not like a 2019 scenario where we know that, okay, the onset of monsoons means ye sab hona hi hai, right? All of this is going to happen. We have become so agile and so precarious of even the smallest sniffle. Like even if somebody in the elevator is suddenly sneezing or coughing, you're suddenly stressed. Oh my God, why am I in this elevator? Let alone when it comes to your child who you love and who's the apple of your eye, right? And seeing them with even the slightest of infection at this point in time, what are the typical symptoms of flu that a parent should look out for and know about in these times?
Well, Mansi, as you put it very correctly, that come monsoon and the usual flu-like illnesses start creeping in,
Right.
and the parents are tremendously anxious. And as you said, a sneeze really would, disturb their sleep, especially on the background of COVID pandemic that we are going through. Let
Right.
me tell you, for the benefit of all the viewers, that flu is a viral illness caused by a virus called influenza virus. There are different types of influenza viruses in the air, and the symptoms of flu are fever, runny nose, headache, red eyes, watery eyes. You have body ache. An older child could, complain of body ache. A younger child would be irritable. Then you have sore throat. Then you have loss of appetite, and peculiarly in children, sometimes you get loose motions and vomiting also with a little bit of abdominal discomfort. Now, parents may wonder, I mean, this kind of symptoms are seen not only in flu, but several other illnesses, including your COVID. And that is what I'm trying to tell you, that from monsoon you have flu and flu-like illnesses, including COVID, which would have overlapping symptoms like this. So I would not blame them if they are little anxious and little worried, and if they get paranoid about a sneeze from their child. So this is, in short, is the flu-like illness that starts coming in more so during monsoon.
Right. There have also been recommendations from experts to give kids flu shot before the monsoons set in. And I know there have been government guidelines on this as well. I know parents are debating this question repeatedly on WhatsApp, on class chats, on, on all of that. And I always felt as a parent I was on the fence, should I, shouldn't I, because it wasn't an informed decision. And that is why this conversation with you is a very empowering conversation for us, because we need to hear it from an expert. What is your recommendation on flu shots before the monsoon?
Okay, now coming back to your answer to your question, let me again explain that influenza is a specific disease caused by influenza virus. Whereas there are flu-like symptoms caused by other viruses. So your influenza is not common cold. it's a different illness. Fortunately, in a healthy individual, by and large, influenza does not lead to any complication in a healthy individual. However, children who are young, especially children less than say 8 to 9 years of age, and more so children who are less than 5 years of age, this flu can cause severe disease and a child may have to get hospitalized also. Number one. Number two, there are a lot many children who live today with chronic diseases of different organ system, liver, kidney, lung. We have growing number of diabetes among children, and these children who have asthma, for example. So these children with chronic diseases, if they contract flu, the flu can be really nasty in them. So children with chronic diseases, children who have disease or deficiency in their defense mechanism, or what we call as immunocompromised children, and children, young children below the age of say 5 years, uh, they can get complicated disease, and hence it is worthwhile, vaccinating these children and protect them against influenza. Similarly, health workers like doctors, nurses, those who work in the healthcare setting, they are also, though they may not get very, bad disease with flu, but they can transmit flu to children. So
Right.
that's why the recommendation is the healthcare workers should also take their flu shot. Unlike your COVID, flu can be nasty in children, whereas COVID tends to be mild in children. And
Interesting.
so that's the reason. And not only that, this flu virus which a child contracts, and child is in contact with parents at home, child is in contact with the other children on playgrounds in the school. So this flu can be transmitted from a child to parents and to grandparents. And
Yes.
like COVID, a grandparent gets flu, it can be a serious illness. So flu can be serious at both extremes of age, very young children and elderly individuals. And that's the reason we must protect these individuals against influenza.
Right. Doctor, the other question that usually comes up with a lot of parents chatting is, if the children are largely homebound, they haven't stepped out, they're still not stepping into the playgrounds, into the schools, into classes, into activity centers. Do you still need to take the shot as a preventive action? Because the chances of getting it from someone if you're not meeting too many people is less.
That's a very, very interesting question. See, let me tell you, influenza virus has been there for over a century. We saw Spanish flu pandemic exactly 102 years ago, 1918, whereas flu pandemic has come this year. Now remember, last 1 year, we were locked down, we were indoors,
Right.
and we started wearing masks, we started avoiding crowds, we used all the measures to prevent airborne infections. And this risk mitigating measures which we adopted against COVID also worked for flu, and that prevented influenza. But are we going to remain homebound forever? No. In fact, the unlocking has started, and you see loads of people on outside, in the street, on the street, in the restaurant, in the malls. And the moment we start mixing up, the flu virus, which is in the air, is bound to infect some of us, and that cycle of infection is going to perpetuate. So, flu has not disappeared from the air. We
Right.
could keep it at bay by remaining indoors and by wearing masks. So the moment
Right.
everything opens up, flu would be back. And that's the reason, even though we have not seen much of flu last year, this year we may start seeing flu, and monsoon has already set in, and we see a lot of flu during monsoon in our country.
Right. Doctor, while we are at the monsoon and a lot of flu and infections, what are some of the other infection that kids pick up in this season, and can immunity booster shots help with cases like a diphtheria or a pertussis?
Well, apart from flu, there are so many infectious diseases which a child contracts through viruses or bacteria. And there is a set of infections which are prevented by vaccines. And as you rightly put it, say for example, your diphtheria, your pertussis or kali khasi, or whooping
Mm,
cough, your tetanus, all these are vaccine preventable. Your measles, your polio, all these are, and there are beautiful vaccines, very effective and very safe vaccines available. And what has happened, Mansi, last year we were locked down. Parents were skeptical and scared of visiting a doctor. And
Right.
the routine vaccination that a child is supposed to take has lagged behind. So there are a lot of children who have not completed their vaccine. So I would appeal to each and every parent, please consult your doctor and see that your vaccination schedule is up to date and children are protected not only against flu, but again all these vaccine preventable diseases, which is a birthright of every child.
Right. No, which is a question that we keep getting on Kids Talk Plus very, very often, and with every pediatrician that we've chatted with as well. Can I step out to take my vaccine? Right. In a situation of absolute panic. And I'm so glad that you addressed it. Right.
So certainly, why not? Rather, you should step out, and I'll tell you why. I mean, I can understand that most of the listeners are worried of contracting infection, visiting a healthcare setting, to a doctor's clinic, to a hospital. But trust me, all of us, we have a separate area for well babies where we vaccinate. We don't call the sick children around the same time.
Right.
So what I would request parents is to call up their doctors, seek prior appointment, and avoid crowding. And if you go with prior appointment, the doctor and the setting would be ready to take one child at a time. And all the doctors' clinics have hand sanitizers. You wear a mask, preferably only one attendant should accompany, that to a healthy, preferably a COVID vaccinated adult attendant or parent should accompany the child to the doctor's clinic and ensure that the child is vaccinated not only against flu but for other diseases as well.
Right. Doctor, another very important question, and somebody's popped it in the chat box. What diseases does the flu injection protect the kids against? You know, we are all in that economy of we want multiple things to happen with just, you know, with one thing, multifunctional things. So any takes there?
Well, I'll give you an example. There is a patient of mine who takes flu vaccine here, and he visits me in the month of May because May is the right time to take the flu shot. But in between, the mother keeps coming and saying, "Doctor साहब आपने flu vaccine तो लगवा दिया, देखो मेरे बच्चे की नाक बह रही है." So remember, influenza vaccine is to prevent influenza disease, and there are other viruses and flu-like illnesses, your common cold, your other wheezing illnesses, other respiratory viruses, which are not prevented by flu. Your corona, for example, flu will not offer any direct protection against coronavirus. So whether you take flu or you take flu, your measures of avoiding crowded places, wearing masks, and using hand sanitizer are going to continue. They are here to stay, and please follow them for a a extended period of time until we are over with this pandemic.
Right. Doctor, I know this is a question which may sound very, very strange coming from an adult, but if you would have seen all of us as adults taking the COVID vaccine, we're all scared and shutting our eyes. And the children obviously need to get multiple shots. How can we make it easy for our kids to take the injection and protocols before after?
First of all, fortunately, these new generation vaccines, they have very less side effects. Right. They're not as painful as the injections in the past. To me, I mean, as a child, if you have taken the trip, it used to cause big lump and swelling. And so old generation typhoid vaccine, people used to jokingly say that it's better to get typhoid fever than the vaccine.
Yes.
You know, but new generation vaccines are very, very safe, less painful, and the side effects are so minimal. And then the pediatricians, we are magicians, and we inject them so
you
gently
truly
and so
are.
well.
You take care of the most.
Many mothers demand that Doctor Saab, mujhe bhi aap hi injection lagwa dejiye. So what I'm trying to say is injections are pretty safe. Injections are pretty safe, and they are devoid of any adverse event or any serious side effect. So it does require a little bit of counseling. And then another important thing, nowadays combination vaccines are available, so that you can combine 4, 5, 6 diseases in one injection and give it. Of course, flu by itself is a combination injection. Are you aware, Mansi, that the 4 viruses in the air and all these 4 subtypes of flu are packed in one single injection? So when you take influenza vaccine, you are protected in 4 strains of influenza, which are in the
Right.
air. So we have this combination vaccine. You have to take one vaccine for H1N1, second vaccine for type B flu. No, it's one vaccine covering 4 influenza strains and several
Right.
such combination vaccines are available.
Right. We've also had a parent, when we shared about this live, we had a parent, actually a mom who must be as guilty as me, asked if I have missed a few shots in the middle, can I, which you just answered that there might be this one vaccine which may do the job. Can you club those vaccines and give them together if you've missed a few shots in the middle because of the pandemic?
Yes, sir. Yes, Mansi, certainly. See, there are two things. One thing is the vaccine that you have missed out, they can be given as catch-up schedule. Continue further. Number one. Number two, not that all different vaccines can be combined in one injection, but fortunately, you can take multiple injections on the given day. So when you go to your doctor, when you consult your doctor, please carry your vaccination schedule, and your doctor would decide what combination can be used and how many injections can be given. If you ask me, the body's immune system, it is fantastic. We can take as many injections as a child can tolerate on one given day in single visit.
Right, right. Doctor, we've all, a whole bunch of booster shots, especially between the 4 to 6 year age bracket, which can they be delayed or they should be taken at that specific timeline?
See, anything that is delayed is very often forgotten.
Yeah.
See, boosters are reminders to our defense system. Look, guy, I had given you a shot of triple in the first year of life. Then I also reminded you to protect me against diphtheria in the second year. Now here comes the time at around school entry that you need one more reminder. So boosters are reminder, and these are very much required. I
Right.
agreed that by having taken the primary vaccination in the first year of life, you are protected, but that does not last lifelong for a few diseases. So where boosters are indicated, they must be taken, and anything that is delayed is very often forgotten. So my policy is please do not delay.
Yeah. Point taken. To all the forgetful parents, let's do this on time. Let's not delay any bit of it. Doctor, immunity seems to be the
If
buzzword.
I may,
B- Hello, can you hear me?
Mansi, if I interrupt you, yeah, I
Yes.
can hear you, Mansi. I just said not only booster. Remember, your influenza vaccine is an annual year you have to take a dose.
Right.
So while we are talking at booster, let me also apprise the viewers that influenza is not one-time shot. You take it in the first year, you take every year. So it's an annual shot. So you have to take a
Right.
booster every year.
Right.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, doctor, everybody wants to know, everybody has become like this Google guru of how to increase immunity, what to eat in every season. But like I said, we're not going to follow the WhatsApp university. We want to hear it straight from the expert here. Must do's and don'ts in the rainy season and best foods to kind of keep our immunity going.
Okay, to answer your question very briefly, two things. Regardless of the season, look after your child's mental as well as physical health. Physical health is good nutrition and prevent that can be prevented by giving the routine vaccination that the child is due for. Good nutrition is a good balanced diet, which includes fruits, vegetables, sabji, dal, rice, chapati, all staple food that all of us eat, but a good square meal, and
Yeah.
eat at regular intervals, because children have a bad habit of eating in one go, then not eating for next 12, 14 hours, and these irregular habits and lot of junk they indulge into. That binge eating should be avoided so that their bowel habits are also regularized. They must take plenty of fluids orally. So that is your nutrition part of it. The second is the vaccine preventable diseases. Take all the vaccine that the child is due for. And this is your physical health. Most important is your mental health, especially in pandemic. All the children
Right.
have been locked in. They are not attending schools. Everything is online. they are at a loss. They do not know what's happening. And they feel that mask is a part of their regular uniform.
Right.
And so you need to sit and talk it out to them. Look what we are going through. And this too shall pass. And counsel them. Engage them in some activities. Play with them. Let them connect with their friends on phone, on Zoom, like what we are doing today. They can connect with the relatives. Create fun corners in the house. Engage them. Little older children, involve them in household chores so that they are also kept busy. Answer their
Right.
queries. Don't be judgmental. Don't be, don't snap them. Let them
Yeah.
speak. Let them talk. Have control on the screen time as well. And most importantly, what has been seen, as such, we are seeing a lot of obesity, more so during COVID pandemic. Children are indoors, all day watching TV, playing on mobile, and attending online classes and eating. So they need to do some physical activity and they need to be back in shape as far as physical health is concerned. So please take care
Right.
of both mental as well as physical health.
Right. Doctor, somebody's just asked a question on, is a flu shot, can it be given to a child suffering from a cold or a cough?
See, flu to a child who is suffering from minor ailments like cold, cough, little tummy upset can definitely be given. Not only flu, but all other vaccines can also be given. Those minor upsets is no way should interfere with your routine vaccination. But yes, if the child is down with high fever, has very acute incapacitating illness, you would obviously defer your vaccination. But then do it at the earliest opportunity.
Right.
And best
Like
is
like
consult
doctor
your
said, I'm
doctor.
gonna remember. Like you said, I'm gonna remember that delayed means it's forgotten. So I'm
Forgotten.
not gonna let the delay happen
Yeah,
at all.
absolutely.
Doctor, I wanted to ask this, and I don't know if you've got other patients asking this, but can adults also take the flu shot? Is it recommended?
I am an adult. I am a health worker. I take my flu shot every year. Number one.
Okay.
Number
Okay.
two, all ladies must take flu shot because remember, in a baby, flu cannot be given before the age of 6 months. So how do
Right.
you protect these young neonates or just born babies between the age of birth to 6 months? The best
Right.
way is to protect the mothers, pregnant
Right.
mothers when they are expecting. So they develop antibodies, and these antibodies cross over across into the newborn baby, and they are capable of protecting the newborn baby for first 6 months of life. So that's the best way of protecting your to be born baby. So
Right.
all these pregnant ladies must take vaccine. And remember, I forgot to mention that influenza. If a pregnant lady catches influenza, it can be really disastrous. So
Okay.
all ladies, the childbearing age group, they must take their regular flu shots.
Right. So, doctor, if I'm correct, correct me if I'm wrong. Pregnant ladies can take the influenza shot. Can a
Yes,
breastfeeding mother also
they
be?
must.
Can a breastfeeding mother also take the shot?
Breastfeeding mother can also take. Yes, certainly,
Right.
certainly they can. And I'm
Okay.
sure
Okay.
viewers are aware that now breastfeeding women can also take the COVID shot.
Right. Yes. Yes. It's just been passed. Um, Doctor, last
Yeah.
of the questions, which keeps coming, which keeps coming again and again, and I'm so glad that this is the conversation that we are all having today, which is about the mental health of a child. I know you mentioned about how to keep them busy in activities, keep them busy with chores, keep them involved, and don't snub them. But any bit that you would recommend there in cases that you have seen or cases that your colleagues have seen on addressing the mental health of a child at this point in time, and how can we as parents be more responsible about it?
See, remember, our brain and the chemicals inside the brain haven't changed for last several years. What has changed is the surrounding. And today we are in pandemic. It's a totally, it's a chaos for a child, for a child's brain. So you need to make a child aware what is happening. Number one. Number two, if you don't address mental issues in time, it can really lead to serious issues. Depression, for example, is on the rise, especially in older children. Then there are certain symptoms. If you observe them, you must immediately take if required, professional help. That child clinging on to the mother all the time, child having emotional outbursts, child sleeping excessively, eating excessively. These are not good signs. Child remaining quiet, not mingling with anyone, not talking at all. So this could be, signs of early depression. If such a thing is observed, you must consult your doctor, and if need be, take a professional psychologist or psychiatrist help. Remember, only mad people don't go to psychiatrists. Psychiatrist is to, it's like you have fever, you take paracetamol. Your mind or psyche is having fever or not well, you visit a doctor of mind. So that's your
Right.
psychiatrist or a psychologist. So seek professional help early if you have any of these danger signs.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Yewale. This has been incredible, and I'm so glad that we had this conversation. And thank you to Sanofi Pasteur for this amazing session, which they helped us collaborate with you and get the verdict out there, helping parents like all of us make these informed choices where we're not relying on just peer group information which is being passed around, but actually getting it from a healthcare practitioner. So thank you so much, Dr. Yewale, for this, and Sanofi as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mansi. It was a pleasure talking.